I want to talk to you real quick about how this gimbal that I'm running with right now has no business being as strong and as smooth as it is. I'm holding ZhiYun's new Cinepeer line. It's a tiny gimbal, but I've decided to mount on it the 14-24 Sigma Fat Boy lens in front of a Sony a7S III. I think this lens and camera combo is a little over 4 pounds. This lens is larger and heavier than the 24-70, which was sort of the standard that people would use to test capacity for gimbals, you know? Okay, I can't run anymore.
This is the ZhiYun Cinepeer Weebill 3E. The Cinepeer line is ZhiYun's new, more price-friendly line of products. I have some Cinepeer lights from them, and it's like they work every bit as well as the more beefed up versions of the same things. It's just they have less bells and whistles and more plastic parts. But they cost less. Trade-offs, you know? Historically, I've been a DJI gimbal guy. Prior to this Weebill gimbal, my current lineup is the RS3 Mini and the Ronin RS4. And I would say this new ZhiYun offering is going to be competing pretty much directly with the RS3 Mini. So we can put this thing away. But this little guy has a max capacity of 6.6 pounds. Exactly 50% higher than the RS3 Mini's 4.4 pounds. That's actually nuts. They're pretty much the same thing, same size. But that means that this thing will have no problem carrying a mirrorless camera with pretty much any lens. I mean, you're not gonna get your 600 millimeters on there, but something like this big 14-24 or this 24-70, no problem at all. Some of the features that stand out to me: 16-hour runtime, which is more time than any reasonable person should be holding a gimbal. But the gimbal will also charge your camera when it's on there. Can you see that little light? And since it has that much capacity, that means your camera suddenly also has a 16-hour battery life. Maybe 14 hours if you're asking it to charge both. But that's a huge help for a little camera like the ZV-E10, which already has sort of a limited battery life under normal circumstances. And this isn't meant to be a DJI versus ZhiYun video. Since it's right here, another great feature of this gimbal, when you turn it off, it can actually fold up totally flat without losing the balance of your gimbal. The Mini doesn't close down all the way when there's a camera on it, because of how mini it is. In order to close it flat, you have to loosen this arm, slide that up, and then slide it in. But then now you've lost the balance. This helps a lot when it comes to shoving things down in your bag between shots. If you're like me and you take these things to tech conventions, and you can just whip it out and it's still gonna be totally balanced. I got mine with their sling grip attachment, which actually does more than just a sling. It works in the traditional sling grip, so you can shoot low and smooth, but then this sling attachment arm actually swings around to make this sort of a two-handed situation. And you can be quite a bit more stable and smooth when you're using both of your arms compared to just one. But in addition to that, they added this little wrist rest lever thing, which takes a ton of weight off of your palm and shares it with your forearm, which makes this quite a bit more comfortable in a one arm stuck out in front of you kind of move. Something I found myself doing just last week while helping out shooting an indie film on a jail set, where they wanted this shot where the camera sort of backed up out of a jail cell to reveal that the main character had been arrested.
People are pretty upset with me.
This little wrist rest makes it so you can go a lot longer before shaky arm starts to kick in. But as a sling grip, it makes life way easier when attempting to follow around your house robot while it does whatever this thing is actually up to. I guess probably sharing maps with Amazon so they can try to sell me things that are missing out of the guest room. This thing has a little dial on the front that can be programmed to do tilt or roll or yaw. Right now I have it programmed to do tilt. It's got a programmable trigger also on the front, so on the fly you can hit the trigger and then go into this first person, is that what they call it? POV mode, just in case you want to make everyone dizzy and roll the camera like this in the middle of a shot. Click it back, that's gone. It'll also connect with Bluetooth to your camera. See, look, no cords. If you press it halfway, you can see it getting a focus back there. Press it the rest of the way, it starts recording. Bluetooth. I have a camera compatibility list in the description below in case you're not using a Sony camera and you're curious if this works with yours. Certainly not all circumstances call for the use of a gimbal, and I even tend to err towards handheld more often than I use one of these things. But it's absolutely a tool you want to have available. Tracking alongside someone while walking in sand with a medium long lens while they're talking is simply not feasible handheld, as an example. This little gimbal is small and strong. It folds up nicely and the battery lasts longer than I can. After having used this for a few weeks now, I'm confident in saying that ZhiYun is completely interchangeable with Ronin, at least as far as smoothness and ease of use. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Don't take it in the rain, probably.